Welcome in, everybody. I'm Noah Castor, and as always, I'm joined by Brandon Hudson and Darren Kinslow, and we are the Benchwarmers. We just came out with an AFC playoff picture video, so if you haven't seen that one, go check that one out. Don't really have to do them in order. We're going to be doing the NFC this time. If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. With that being said, let's get right into it. These matchups, not what I thought we were going to end up with, because the Vikings upset the Saints. I don't want to hear anything from Saints fans, honestly. I'm done with the refs did it. You guys are awful. You guys can't win the playoffs. Sorry, can't do it. Drew Brees sucks. So, let's talk about 49ers Vikings real quick. Sorry, I just had to end his whole career. Can't wait. All right, 49ers Vikings. Dalvin Cook's going to play a big role in this.
Yes.
Do you trust Kirk Cousins enough to pull out a victory against the 49ers, or is it just is it 49ers all the way?
I'm not.
I think it's 49ers all the way. I think I was wrong about him last week against the Saints. He did play well. The whole team played well. They shocked me. But the 49ers are my favorites to go to the Super Bowl. I think that they'll be able to beat the Vikings. So I'm going 49ers.
Cut and dry.
I don't think this one's more or less the Ravens and Titans, though. I think Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook and Stephon Diggs and Thielen, all of them, I think they have a chance.
Yeah,
I'll say it. I think they have a chance. I don't think that I'm going 100% 49ers, because I'm not, but I will go 49ers for the win, only because they've shocked me through the whole season. I wasn't expecting them to have a phenomenal run game, and the defense is just crazy with Nick Bosa.
Yeah, he's been insane this year. Yeah, definitely. I think the 49ers have the edge in this one, but that Vikings defense played really well against the Saints. I think that's one of the reasons Drew Brees struggled. And if the offense flows through Dalvin Cook, I think they have a good shot, because all Kirk Cousins had to do in that Saints game is make a couple throws. Mm-hmm. He had that one downfield to Thielen. That was a huge throw. That was a dot. Yeah. And then he had the one to Rudolph. Maybe a little bit of push-off there, but we're not going to talk about it. That was a really good throw, too. So I know game manager has a bad stigma to it, but that's all he really has to do, because they have an embarrassment of riches on offense. Get the ball to Diggs. If I see Diggs throw a fit one more time on the sideline, I'm going to lose it. I'm so sick of it. I can't stand it anymore. He was doing it in the Saints game. He did it in the Packers games. I can't stand it. He's a big crybaby. But no, if you get the ball into Diggs' hands, get into Thielen's hands, Rudolph catches a couple balls, offense throws through Dalvin Cook, I think they have a real shot here. Yeah. I just don't see the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I don't know why. Maybe it's a Packers fan wanting the Vikings to come to Lambeau and have an NFC Championship. But I'm going to take Vikings on this one. I'm gonna go with the upset. I know it's a pretty big upset, but I think the 49ers come out flat. I think the Vikings are really energized after that big win against the Saints. Nobody picked them to win that game. Nobody's picking them to win the 49ers game. So I think they come out with a lot of energy, and I think they have a real shot at winning this one if they just don't trust Kirk Cousins and give the ball to Dalvin Cook.
I think the biggest thing is Dalvin Cook. I picked him up in fantasy. Everyone was like, I picked him up early too, and everyone's like,
you had the third pick?
Yeah, and everyone was like, what the heck are you doing? I'm like, I watched this sucker in the offseason. He played through the offseason too.
He looks good.
Or the preseason, and getting that ball to Dalvin Cook is going to be the biggest X factor in the game. It's going to determine whether or not that the 49ers can stop him, and basically it'd be like a Derrick Henry kind of situation at this point. But even if you have to make Kirk Cousins throw, as much as I hate to say it,
he's got plenty of weapons.
He's got plenty of weapons, exactly. He's got more weapons than Tannehill does in the AFC against the Ravens. So I think that they have more of a shot to win than what the Titans do against the Ravens.
Last thing here before we move on to Packers-Seahawks. Who do you trust more? Game-winning drive, down the line, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
You got Jimmy G. Just flat out Jimmy G.
Yeah, I could go.
It's tough. I feel like it's closer than people think.
I do. I mean, it is kind of. I couldn't go off like what Darren just did, just straight off the head top.
Jimmy G.
I couldn't do it off the head top, but with right now the way Jimmy G is playing, I will say yes. But the weapons wise, I think that the Kirk Cousins has the most weapons, so I think that he still could do something.
Sanders has done really good.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel looks really good.
Yeah, they do have weapons,
George
but it's
Kittle,
just more like that. They more or less they have the duo is basically what I should say. They had chemistry. They have the big chemistry. Like the 49ers, they've played with each other before, but like this is where it's really coming together and doing something.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to stop the run of the 49ers and hope. They do have an embarrassment of riches on offense with George Kittle, Sanders, and Deebo Samuel. So it's going to be tough, but I got Vikings. You guys got 49ers. It's going to be a really good game. I think a better game is coming up, that night game on Sunday. Oh, anybody but the Seahawks. As soon as I knew this was the matchup, I started stressing out, and I haven't stopped stressing out. Shout out to Carter Kinslow, going to be playing his Seahawks. He will never let me hear the end of it if the Seahawks win. You want the Seahawks to win because you just want to see me suffer.
I didn't. No.
Don't lie. You want to see me suffer.
I'll go ahead and say it at the time. I'm going Packers on this one.
He's going Pack.
I'm going Pack. I will say I'm going straight up Pack. It's Aaron Rodgers, as he's finally back. He's playing. He's not hurt this time. I'll say that much.
God.
The defense is looking crazy. Like, I will say it with the Smith brothers, the backfield with Jari Alexander on the corner. It's insane. If they play together like an actual I'm not saying they haven't like they've played rough. They've had rough games, 49ers game and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if they play as the team that the Packers are,
yes,
and they play defense, they go on offense and do their stuff on offense, this will not be a game. I will say it. I won't say it's not going to be like...
It's not going to be a nail-biter.
It's not going to be a nail-biter. You're not going to have to sit there and stress.
You'll be able to control the game.
Yes. And in the end, you will come out and see it. But that's if they play. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if
they still have a chance to not play. I mean, if they... It's 50-50.
Definitely.
But I think that the 49ers have the better team in this situation.
The Packers. Yeah.
I don't know why I just said the 49ers.
The 49ers probably do have the best team in the NFC, though. So
no, my bad. The Packers, my bad.
Yeah.
The Packers, they have the team. The only thing they're struggling with really is the offense, of course. But you still have Aaron Jones. You still have Devontae Adams.
Yep.
You still have the people you need to get the ball to if you need to get the ball to.
Definitely.
And the Seahawks, I'm not going to count them out.
100% no.
The Seahawks have the weapons too, I will say. As a matter of fact, I didn't think their defense was all that great until I've actually started watching them and actually seeing what they can do. But they can't solely depend on Russell Wilson in this game if they want to win this game. They have to trust their defense. They have to trust their playmakers and go out there and do something big on this.
All right, I'm going to lay my case out before you make your decision. The big thing, I don't look at which team's better and which team's worse. I look at matchups. I think matchups are key in the playoffs. Do I think the Saints are worse than the Vikings? No, but I think the Vikings were a good matchup against the Saints because they ran the ball down their throats. And I think the Packers are a really good matchup against the Seahawks because the strength of the Packers' defense is their pass rush, and the Seahawks O-line, it already wasn't good, and now they're all banged up. I mean, their tackle Brown, he's not practicing. Upati's not practicing. If they're missing key offensive linemen, that's Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Kenny Clark. Those are all-pro caliber players. I mean, they have one of the best pass rushing duos. I think Kevin King matches up really well against DK Metcalf, tall, lanky, physical receiver. I think Jari gets mostly Tyler Lockett, quick, shifty.
Exactly.
I don't see how they stop Aaron Jones. Their run defense has been horrible. Even when they knew the Eagles were running the football, they were still getting some decent yards.
Yep.
So they weren't that all that impressive against Josh McCown. The only matchup I see that the Seahawks have over the Packers, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, is the quarterback position. Russell Wilson has played better than Aaron Rodgers. And the Seahawks really only play two defenses, zone and man coverage. If it's man coverage, who's guarding Devontae?
Exactly.
Who's guarding him? Griffin's not guarding him. I think the Packers win this outright. I'm stressed out because it's the Seahawks, and every Packers fan has horrible memories with the Seahawks, the Fail Mary, Brandon Bostic not covering that onside kick. I think the Packers win this outright. This was one of my favorite matchups. I honestly thought that I would rather have the Seahawks than the Eagles or the Saints. So I like the matchup.
Yeah, I think this game is going to come down to whoever has the ball last. It's whether it be Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. I'm going to go with the Packers on this one. I do think they're the better team. The Seahawks have played well. Their Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf has stepped up big, especially last week. But like you said, they've got just the better players on the defense side of the ball and on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to be really close, though, just because it's Russell Wilson. But I got Packers winning this one.
I told you guys in the beginning. Hear me out. Ever since I called that touchdown with DK Metcalf against the Rams when they played against the Rams, I kid you not. I tell you, DK Metcalf may fumble that ball. He may fumble that ball. But in the end, when you need someone to go get that ball,
Clutch.
you got Lockett, yes.
Yep.
But you got DK that can go down the field. He can go deep. And we've seen it several times, even in the Saints games, I believe it was. Saints, Seahawks. I can't remember. I can't remember if they played it. Yeah. But he made a huge catch on a deep ball. I mean, he'll go up and get a ball. He's not afraid to. He may fumble the ball a few times. Yes, he makes a few mistakes. But in the end, he can make a big play for you.
Yeah, that last play in the Eagles game.
Yep, exactly. When I've caught the ball.
Huge. I mean, he's been a lot better than I thought he was going to be. He's run more routes than I thought he was going to be able to run because it was 3-and-cone drill. I think that was blown out of proportion a little bit, but he wasn't able to run routes really in college. But I think he's been really impressive. Russell Wilson, obviously one of the best deep ball throwers.
He trusts DK Metcalf a lot, too.
Yeah, definitely so.
And I didn't even mention Marshawn Lynch. He played pretty well in the
last
game.
Yeah. Pete Carroll says he wants to involve Marshawn Lynch more. I don't think it's a great idea. He's literally running for less than 2 yards a carry. We saw it against the Eagles, though, that one run, it was on like the 5-yard line. He just muscled his way in there. That was vintage beast mode. I just don't think he's the 15, 16, 17 carry guy for a $125. I don't think it's going to happen, but
I'd like to see him play
the whole
season.
He will be useful in those situations, though.
Yeah, definitely the goal line situations, and I mean, the Packers' red zone defense is awful. Oh, wait, they're number 1 in the NFL. So I think they'll block up at the red zone, but it's going to be a good game. Hopefully Carter Kinslow doesn't absolutely destroy me if the Packers lose. I'm going to cry.
If the Seahawks lose, I'm not glad. I hope Marshawn Lynch does not retire with the Seahawks. I hope he keeps playing one more season because I want to see him play the Seahawks.
That'll be interesting to see what he does.
I want to see what he does. I want to see if he came back to retire.
Do you think it's over?
That's what I was thinking too, but then again, I don't want to say that because I want to see him play with the Seahawks again and actually play through one more season and actually play through a season with the Seahawks than to just retire after one game or whatever, 3 games they have. I don't know how many games they'll have, but I'd like to see Marshawn Lynch for sure play another season.
Yeah, definitely. I think he impacted that locker room a lot.
He brought a lot in.
Oh, yeah.
I think he impacts the locker room more than he impacts the play on the game.
Definitely.
So, I think this is going to be a really good divisional weekend. I mean, a lot of good games. Going to be some close games. Like I said, we had our AFC video that we did. This was the NFC video. Hope everybody enjoys the games this weekend. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. It's been the Benchwarmers, guys.
Deuces.